All right, I am live. I am going to double check real quick to make sure that the sound is okay because my son decided to break uh, the headset. So let me check real quick. All right, I am live. I'm going to make sure I try to keep it down low because I can tell that it's very loud. Tonight's going to be the Sister Wives Season 14, Episode 5, A Not So Merry Christmas Recap. I'm going to first start off with a disclaimer to my subscribers who have been here for a while. Yes, I know someone in polygamy. I do not talk to them anymore, and I do not wish to talk about that situation. It's nothing but drama, and I do not want to bring drama into my life. So I liked Sister Wives prior to that situation, and I still do like Sister Wives. So that's that. It's nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to go ahead and go into a recap, and then I will talk about how my take on the situation, and we'll go from there. It started off for the episode 5. They started off at Mary's house on Christmas Eve for dinner, and Robin talks about growing up uh, in a polygamy home because she was in a polygamy home growing up at Christmas time. Her father would go house to house. Sometimes Christmas wasn't celebrated until New Year's Day, and that's why she likes the polygamy family living as one. Their tradition on Christmas Eve is Mary's house for dinner, then one gift in which is PJs, and they call them Christmas jammies. Mary said she used to make them when it was only about 6 kids, but now she just goes shopping for them because it's way too many kids to make them for. And probably now that they have their show, of course, money plays a factor and they can buy them rather than make them. Moving on to when it was cleanup time after dinner, Cody brings up the one big house blueprints from earlier that day. He brought them to Mary's house in case anyone wanted to look at them. Most wives avoided it, of course, saying that they didn't want to deal with it at Christmas, but Janelle was all game for it. Christine has no open mind about it. Not today, not tomorrow, probably never, as she put it. And Mary said that she was keeping her mouth shut because she does have strong opinions on it, but she um, wants to see where everybody else's head is at until she voices her opinion. I guess she feels like she doesn't have an opinion necessarily because of this, the issues her and Cody have going on. Robin, she was basically dramatic about the whole damn thing. It's pretty much, I would think it's a no from her, but she was being dramatic, saying, "It's Christmas. We don't want to talk about it because it's Christmas, guys. It's Christmas." And we all know she's, as what people say, is the favorite, and she's pretty much a puppet for Cody, and will do whatever Cody says. And the kids, when they panned on to the kids asking them what they thought about it, they said they thought it would be nice to be in one home, but it was frustrating because each separate household has different bedtimes. Like Robin's kids, they're like night owls, and then Christine's kids and Christine like to go to bed early and get up like to go to bed early to get up early. So they also they really admit that when they're supposed to be quiet, they don't know how to be. And then it flashes back to when they were in one home in Lehigh, Utah, before Robin actually became a sister wife. And that's where Robin first met Cody, is the one house where they had 3 separate apartments connected by one door each. Robin says it was her testimony about how great it was. She wanted that experience for her kids. And when she got to know the other housewives, she's heard stories about them living together, then realized it wasn't what she thought it was. Christine went on to her biggest issues, which was living in one house as a polygamist. She loves working as one big family, like for holidays or get togethers, but she likes to be in charge of her own domain. The biggest issue in Christine's eyes, and I would see this being in any polygamist eyes, as well as why a lot of people stay monogamous and with one partner, is because the physical affection that they cannot show towards one another out in public and only in the bedroom. They're in fear that the other wives will see and get jealous. And but to me, and I've seen, and I'll show you at the end. I'll I'll show you some tweets that were out last night as I was going through Twitter. There people were saying, and I totally agree with them, that if this is the life that you decided, and I'm sorry you're jealous, but that's what monogamous relationships are for. If you don't like the jealousy, then stick with one person. You decided to get into this with one man, knowing he was going to share himself with other women. That's what you got yourself into. But to each their own. Um, The next day, went to Christmas morning at Robin's house, and Cody has an air horn that he got from one of his kids. Now, I know that I feel this way, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, and I'm probably sure the wives feel this at times, that Cody is already loud enough and annoying as it is, that he doesn't need a microphone to yell at all the kids. Then Hunter, which is Janelle and Cody's one of Janelle and Cody's oldest sons, says, "Thank you for conceiving me." And of course, Janelle is pretending to cough while she is smiling the whole time. I've never seen anybody cough and smile at the same time. That's why I thought it was pretty fake. But then Cody says, "That's a memory." Well, the way he puts it, he goes, "That's a memory, believe me." Insinuating they had a good time making him, which was, I think, was pretty uncalled for in front of the other wives. But Janelle blushes, and then she has the biggest grin on her face, as in, like, one up on the other wives is the way I feel like she puts it. Then Cody says, "I don't even have a pony. I didn't even have a ponytail then." Apparently, Janelle likes Cody having a ponytail. And then Robin says, "You hear Janelle purr when Cody has his hair in a ponytail." And Christine says, "No, it's a growl." Which is really cringy to watch and listen to, but now we know why Cody keeps his hair that way, like he does. Anyways, Robin always heard that Cody is the Grinch at Christmas time, that there were times that he wanted to call off Christmas altogether. Cody said a big influence on the reason why he disliked Christmas time so much was because of his own father, who also lived a polygamous lifestyle. He had seen his dad struggle financially and whatnot. I'm sure it was that way for Cody until the show, and then, the money came along, and then, they didn't have as much financial problems, but right now, I'm pretty sure they have financial problems taking care of 9 homes, paying for them while you're paying for all these children. And I don't know if they pay for the colleges and whatnot, but that's a lot of money. But then again, that's what they got themselves into. Cody said he had grown out of that theory, trying to grow out of that theory and have it out of his system, that he hates Christmas and that he's just trying to enjoy his family. After the presents were done, there was a big announcement. Maddie's husband holds up a little shirt, and Maddie is one of the older daughters. Her husband holds up a little shirt saying "Best Big Brother," something along those lines. And basically, Maddie and her husband are having another child. Makes grandbaby number 2 for Cody, and which by now we all know that, or if you are on Instagram, we know that she had this child, and it does have, the baby does have some issues, but it's a beautiful baby nonetheless. Anyways, at the time of the reveal, Maddie was about 6 to 8 weeks pregnant. Cody mentions having grandkids and makes him feel like he doesn't need to have any more kids of his own. He mentions that he has been in fatherhood for 30 plus years and he likes it. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he likes it when he doesn't have them all at once, in all one house. But, dude, it's not about you. It's about the kids and what's best for the kids. And then the next thing that comes up is it goes back to another day after that, and they go to talking about the Las Vegas home. Janelle sits with the other wives and Cody. Janelle brings up the price reduction of 40K on both of her and Christine's home, and Christine is pretty pissed about it. Christine wishes she had talked with Janelle before the conversation altogether so that she could think on it first. She wishes she had one-on-one with her realtor like a normal one, like normally how you normally have a realtor, because after all, it is her home, and she'd rather be talked about the home first prior to her getting into, talking in a group. Cody agrees with Janelle on the price drop, and basically he's panicking and running on fear. I mean, he's paying for 9 properties, but that is his fault. Instead of, saying, hey, let's try to, live in these houses, sell them, and then, go from there. They all jumped on board on let's find places in Flagstaff to rent and buy, and then we'll build on Coyote's Pass, which is a land that he wants to build the one house on. Um, in my opinion, that running on fear is not gonna get you anywhere. But by this point, Robin starts throwing a big tantrum, and she says that she's thrown off by what Cody is saying right now because she's tired of the whiplash Cody is giving her, and that's the way she puts it. This is where you can see very clearly that Cody talks to each of his wives more than he should behind the scenes. Like they say, they all talk in a group. They're never making decisions without one another. He won't talk about one wife to the next, which clearly with this scene he does. Robin made it very clear that Cody never told her that he was planning on the price cut either, that he thought it was a good idea for the Las Vegas homes. In fact, he told Robin that's what Janelle has been saying to him, and he disagreed with Janelle. Then he tries to backtrack and say, well, I thought that a few months ago, but now I don't think it's a good idea because the market, and he was dancing around his answers. At this point, tempers and emotions are running high as they all get ready to leave Mary's house, and Cody says he just wants to talk to Mary alone, which everybody, even the filming crew, thought this was odd. He brings up the marketplace with the house that they had in Utah. They ended up keeping it and renting it out. It had 3 separate apartments in it, one house, 3 separate apartments, polygamous house essentially. It was going to be hard for them to sell due to the way it was set up. They ended up losing money on that house. Mary was confused as to why Cody wanted to talk to her, of all people, with their issues and all. Cody said he basically was using her to get stuff off his chest. Plus, he thought she would understand since she didn't want to move to Flagstaff anyway. And that threw Mary off because she said she never said that she didn't want to move to Flagstaff, that she was fine with the move. And there's always been rumors circulating let me get to the point and then I'll explain that about the rumors. Cody also reveals his original plan before Flagstaff was to move to St. George, Utah. And Cody says the problem with that was not his wives, but it was the damn Utah legislator, is what he said. And he said he was really angry about it. He was gritting his teeth while waving both of his fists around, saying it was the damn legislator. But that resource what I was getting ready to say is the rumors were that, they were going to move to St. Thomas, but then Robin had one of her sons from a previous marriage, um, who is older, is autistic, and he was going somewhere in Arizona or near Flagstaff to go to college, and Robin wanted to be closer to him, which I get it, but to use the excuse that you're moving to Flagstaff because of Las Vegas being a bad area, wherever you go, there's going to be bad areas. There's going to be, issues. It's about how you raise your children up and from right and wrong, in my opinion. So it's not about the area. Just be truthful that you wanted, to move there because Robin's autistic son is getting ready to start college and she wants to be closer to him. I think anybody would understand that, but, to each their own. Then again, this is just a rumor. Mary wants to talk to Janelle about the Las Vegas houses and wants Cody present. Cody said he is too scared of the contradiction. Mary thinks Cody and Janelle won't contradict each other at all because they literally have the same brain when it comes to finances and apparently to that new house too. That was the end of the episode, and that then they show what's to be expected for the next episode. The next episode goes to where it's Valentine's Day, and they all say, including Janelle, say that it's an awkward holiday for plural families. Then Cody goes on to say, Cody says plural marriages kill romance. I don't know what to think about that. Plural marriage kills romance. To me, that screams red flags. If it kills the romance, I mean, romance, you know, SEX, I don't want to say it, to get flagged or anything. All that, oh, hey, Steven. Hi, Captain. All that, the whole plural marriage and whatnot, to me, romance isn't everything, but it's a part of a relationship. And if you can't have it with just one way, I mean, if you can't share it and make it not kill all, make it kill romance, I don't understand why people are in plural marriages. But to each their own. That was the end. Oh, then right after that, the wives and Cody sit down to discuss the one home idea, and then Robin brings up about watching Cody and Christine leaving the house for a hot date, and them all just watching them leave. That'll make them jealous. And Cody says it's always about the other woman. Well, duh. And then I think it's more like if they're in their own houses, it's out of sight, out of mind, no sister wives. And to me, they want the polygamy life without actually living it. Living it like they're monogamous, except for the holidays, and they got a big family, which to me is pointless. But then the very last thing that they said on this episode was, I know what it is like, what is not, Robin says, I know what it's like to not want to be in a marriage anymore. And I think we all have the right to leave, even Cody. So I wonder what she means by this. Wonder if she means about Mary's situation or with their issues, or is she meaning, well, if nobody wants to conform to what Cody wants to do, Cody can leave any wife he wants. It's really weird. And hey, Jennifer, now everybody's starting to join me. I but that was the recap of the Sister Wives. I know I figured at the beginning I wouldn't. You need a vacation, Steve. I think we all need a vacation. But that was the recap, and I knew I wouldn't have that many people starting my live streams. But it's starting to go good. My Farrah video is up to 650 views, and I've gotten almost 50 subscribers in the last week. So it's going. I figured if I just keep it up and keep a routine with it, um, it'll eventually gain some traction. I want to try to keep a routine of going live every Monday night, so that way people can expect it. Cooking dinner, fried potatoes and pork chops. That sounds good. I just made the kids dinner before I went live. It is very awkward. Yeah, because that's what I figured. I would just do consistency, and I knew I wouldn't have that many people joining at the beginning because I haven't been on my channel pretty much, video here and there for almost a whole year. So I figured it'll take a little bit to get traction again and get it going, but it's going slowly but surely. Slow and steady wins the race, I guess. Updates from the social media accounts. I've been doing that. There hasn't been too much with the sister wives because they don't give out too much information, honestly. I just know that their newest grandchild has some issues. It was born without some of the limbs and a couple other things. It's sad to hear, but from what I see, that the baby is growing all right besides those issues. I'm working on 3 other videos that I should have out tomorrow. One is going to be about the 1,000-pound sisters because, yes, about the 1,000-pound sisters, because Captain knows, and I'm sure you do, Jennifer, know about the whole Amy Slayton, watching her for a couple of years. And I used to think that Amy bullied, um, not bullied, that's a strong word, but, kind of was the aggressor in situations with Tammy. But coming to watch that show, man, it's more like the opposite way around. Yeah, and the episodes are they're actually on YouTube. A lot of shows get flagged, but that one hasn't yet that I've seen. But I got an episode on that. I got an episode coming out about um Kate Kaylin and Lindsay Chrisley, their new, well, not their new, but their podcast that they had that they haven't done in a while for legal issues. There were some legal issues that have been discovered, and I have that coming out. Yeah, see, I didn't have a sister, and I have a half brother, but he wasn't there most of my life, so I don't know what it is to argue, except for seeing my kids argue all the time. Crazy thing to see them argue and want to fight to death, but then, something happens with one another, they be heartbroken. You know, craziest thing. But I never had to experience that, so it's all new thing to me raising 2 kids. And it's so weird to get up here on a live stream of my own. The last time I got up here, I left it up as a learning thing, but I was like, I was so shaky. Like, I go on your live stream all the time, and I'm fine. I'm completely fine. But if I get up on my own, it's like a different thing. Like, I had to pump myself up to get on a live stream. It's crazy. Let me see if I can share the screen like I said I was. Let me see. Oh, no, we don't want to see that. Right here. Let me see if it's showing. What the hell? Why ain't it showing? Oh, duh. I wanna. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm new to this, so I'm still trying to figure it out. All right here is some of the tweets that I pulled off from the Twitter from the sister wives. One, it said, and I covered their names for privacy and whatnot, but one said, Robin is over pretending like she and Cody weren't the ones pushing everyone to move to the magical land of peace and tranquility named Flagstaff, Arizona, so Robin could be close to her son when he went to college. And that's the thing that I said, it's a rumor still that they moved to Flagstaff for her oldest son, who is autistic, for him to go to college. And then Robin realizing finally that Cody pits the wives, I guess it's supposed to say pins the wives against each other. Kind of nice to finally see her realize this. And I believe that's with any relationship. You're going to talk to your significant other about what's going on. And it doesn't matter if you got one wife or many wives, they're all going to, you know, talk about each other. Then another one says, I don't know. I think their cul-de-sac was the best setup for that they could ever owned. And I think that's what the wives are pushing for because it is the best setup so that they each can have their own, their own domain and they can run it. And when they want to see each other, they can just go next door. And then Cody is completely unfazed by how miserable his kids are by his and Robin's and Dayton's selfish, ridiculous choice to move to Flagstaff. He and his hair needs to go. Which the kids, like Christine's kids, took it the worst. They really did. They were upset that they had to move. So yeah. I think I stopped sharing. Hi, Miss Midwestern Mary. Yeah, and the whole move was ridiculous. They own. Well, between renting and owning, and the property that Coyotes passed, they're paying 9 mortgages or rent, and I think that is crazy to be paying. Oh yeah, I don't think Dayton should be blamed either. That was a tweet that I read off from Twitter. Yeah, it's definitely not Dayton's fault, but I do think that um, Robin has a lot of say so. Because to me, Cody sees her as the fresh meat. He's been with the other ones for umpteen years, and when a new wife comes around, it's fresh meat. I think oh yeah, they're definitely in trouble with TLC canceling their show. I honestly would love if any polygamous show comes back. I would love to see My Five Wives with Brady and his wives because they actually went into detail about. They went into detail, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, and let us know what's going on. And to me, he cared about his wife's feelings, unlike Cody, who seems like a misogynist pig. Really, you thought they hated one another? Well, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of tension, but I think they were more interesting to watch than Cody because I think Cody, just like how Todd Chrisley runs the way his show is aired, I think Cody runs the way his show is aired too. Like you don't see only what they want you to see. And to me, a show is about being 100% open. He just wants all the pretty much. I mean, it is. You you got to think that the, it. I mean, to each their own, but I don't get why you would want to live a polygamous lifestyle. I haven't got into the books or anything. I've listened to some pastor on YouTube who said that um, the polygamist misread the way the Bible is or something like that. I don't read the Bible and I'm not too much into it, so I don't know exactly what it said, but overall he said that they read wrong into the polygamist lifestyle. The recaps of what? And I can't stand Cody either. I mean, I can understand why all the wives hate each other in polygamy. You get to share one guy, but then again, you get yourself into that situation. So I don't feel bad for you. No, I have to look her up. I'm hoping to get more things on my screen as I do recaps and whatnot. I just did the tweets to figure out what I'm doing, so hopefully every time it gets better. Because, like I do with my videos, I take different pictures and different scenes and whatnot. The only thing I won't do is, unless the story is about, you know, a happy time or a child, I will never show anyone's child on here, especially like Fair's child. I don't want to exploit, that child more than she's already been exploited. I'll have to look her up. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, I know. Even though their children, like, say on Teen Mom, I understand that those kids get a college fund and the parents agree for them to be on TV. I still don't feel comfortable inserting their children on a platform that they didn't ask to be on. You know what I mean? So I try to dance around that. Like if it's something like such and such just had a baby, look at, and she's really happy. I might show that because you cannot distinct what a baby looks like. I mean, a lot of them look the same, to be honest. So I'll put something like that up. But when it comes to very raunchy stuff, say like what Fairy does, I won't put a child on there. It does seem like Mary is still being shunned, and I feel sorry for Mary because, I mean, in a certain respect, because of that whole catfish situation. I mean, she did it, but then again, I feel like she was looking for a way out, and unfortunately, that didn't play out. And I think Mary would prosper better if she got away. Yeah, that's the thing that got me too, Mary. Like at the beginning, I loved watching them. Not to say that I seen like Kale and all of them struggle with money. I mean, nobody wants to see anybody struggle, you know. But that's how real life is for teen moms. Once you get into making that MTV money, you don't no longer become relatable. And then you have kids trying, and I seen this on one of Caitlin's Instagrams where there's children out there trying to get pregnant so they can become part of the show to get the money. And it's crazy. Who has a podcast? I know Kale and Lindsay Chrisley have a podcast, but right now it's on hold due to some legal issues. But the Ashley Roundup on Instagram, she found out some information, and I'll be releasing that tomorrow in a video. So hopefully that their podcast comes back here soon. Yeah, and none of them work. The only one they said, I think the only one from Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2 who actually graduated was Kale Lowry, and she's the one with three baby daddies. She's the only one that graduated um, college, and she has her own hair care line now. Chelsea, she's doing her own thing with a clothing line and whatnot. But other than that, none of them are hardly working. It is crazy. All of it's crazy. I try to teach Ariana right from wrong, like, you know, pregnant at an early age because I was pregnant when I was 17. I had her when I was 17. And it was hard. And for about 6 months, I wasn't hardly a mom at all. My mom actually helped me. And for that, I would ever forever be in debt to her and grateful for what she's done. But it was hard. And I told Ariana, take the look at what I went through, what we went through. Right now we're doing great. But look at how many years and how long and how much I had to Brad and I had to fucking work for the last 10 years to be able to do what we do now. It's taken us a while, and I don't want to see my kids struggle like that. I want them to see them go to college, get married, or whatever. I want them to get their education first. They are all lazy. Yeah, I had my daughter at 17, then I had my son at 20, 21. I'm glad they're close in age, but oh my goodness, that is a big age gap. 3-year-old and then the son is 21. And I just got done saying that I'm glad they're in close in age. I couldn't do it. And that's always a good thing that you're a grandma. Eventually, it'd be nice to be a grandma, but not right now. And as far as the parents' fault, yes and no, because I can see it being somewhat the parents' fault, but then again, I knew what I was doing was wrong. And I lied to my parents and say I'm going to work, but instead I'm going to go see my daughter's father. So I can't blame them 100% because I lied. Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm raising my kids to know better, to learn from my mistakes because I sure made a lot of mistakes during on the way. But I did promise my mom I would graduate high school because that she was fearful of, and Ariana was in my stomach when I walked walked across the stage, and then I did get um my pastry art um technical. I went to technical school for that at YTI, and then I ended up going and getting my couple, not nursing, but along those lines, and ended up doing that, and so I went to school afterwards. Yeah, technology, it does play a big part in today's society. I remember when cell phones first came out. I was 15 and I was working a waitress job, and I was saving so hard bad to get one of those those track phones, some big old bulky track phones. Didn't have no camera on it. And my parents came in to eat one day and ended up leaving me $25 tip because that was all I needed to get my phone. Janelle is hideous. Well, I wouldn't say she's hideous, but she does make some bad decisions and she lies a lot. We had the internet, but we had dial up. And I remember my mom telling me, "You gotta get off in 15 minutes so I can check to see if there's any messages on the phone." And I do think that parents nowadays aren't strict on children anymore, that they just give in to any little thing. And I that's one thing I don't do is give in. Well, I did for a little bit, but then I was like, this ain't working. Dial up was nuts. Like, I remember so many times of trying to connect and it wouldn't connect. Oh, that's fine, Mary. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Kids nowadays are off the chain, though. The first week um, that my daughter went to high school, she ended up getting one of the senior football players grabbing her cell phone out of her back pocket and chucking it down the hallway. I wanted to go in that school and I wanted to get the football player's parents' name and have them pay for it. And Ariana didn't want all the issues that came along with that and whatnot. So I let it go and I gave her my old phone. But I said, if this happens again, I'm going to raise an issue about it. Thank you, Mary. Kids nowadays are just nuts. I couldn't even imagine. I can't even imagine what the future is going to be like for kids in the future. If it's crazy now, can't only imagine what it's going to be like. Hello, the official Kali Boys page. How are you? I'm hoping to kind of branch away from a little bit of the teen because I've been doing a lot of teen mom crap because it seems like on social media that's mainly what reality TV personalities do the most on social media. Like Farrah, there's a new story with Farrah every day. I almost felt like I was making my channel into a Farrah channel, um, which was which is crazy. And then the whole thing. I think the new season starts soon too. I think somebody said February. But I'm hoping to branch off on that, and I want to do one on 90 days, summing up 90 Day Fiance, because that show's off the hook too. I don't understand why they allow people to get a K-1 visa to get married, and you have only 90 days to decide if you want to marry somebody. That's just promoting divorce, if you ask me. Like, who you don't know somebody in 90 days, and of course that other person's going to be on their best behavior for 90 days. Well, then again, we see them act like a fool. Because in this latest one, I have a story coming up from one of the couples. His son's grandmother from his mother's side. Apparently, she was a porn star at one time or another, but she has money, and she tried to pay off his fiance to leave back to the Dominican Republic because she thinks it's all about money to her. It's crazy. I mean, I'm all for marrying who you want to marry, regardless of where they're from, but I don't think you should have to decide that in 90 days. 90 days is 90 days, but it's not a lot of days. It's no time to decide whether you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life or not. And to me, it just promotes divorce. You talking about this season? Because I can't think of his name. Are you talking about the Dominican Republic chick? Or I oh no. There's another one who supposedly has a record company. I gotta get these people's names down because It's halfway through the season. I don't even know their names, most of their names, because so many couples. But this one come from he owns a record label, which is a small little the previous. This one guy from this season, he owns a record label, which is a little itty bitty record. Like one of those people who are trying to make it, but he owns a record label. There's this this woman who is from Finland, and apparently her sister came over on a K1 visa. They had a meeting with her parents. They came over to the United States, and she doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to further her education. It's, I mean, it's all nice to be a housewife and whatnot, but you would think just as a backup, you would want to get your education while you're sitting in that house. You can do it online. Get your education in case something falls through. Oh, yes, I remember who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about now. There is some odd looking couples. Oh, no, you know what? I know who you're talking about. She has a YouTube channel now. I don't know if you know that, and he's in jail because he's transporting weed. Gosh, I can't think of her name. What is her name? Let me see. I think it's like Anfisa or Anisa or something like that. Yeah, Anfisa. Anfisa. She has her own YouTube channel where she talks about fitness and dieting and like competitions, bodybuilding competitions. And George, it was his name. Yeah, she has her own YouTube channel. It's quite boring, to be honest. Like, I'm all into the fitness thing, but she's got like a monotone voice that and she was really stuck up. But I honestly think with him going to jail and her having to fend on her own and going to college and whatnot, she's kind of humbled herself a little bit. It was cringy watching that one. It was really cringy watching that one. I'm gonna I'm gonna end up doing the 90 Day Fiance one too. Um, video about that whole Stephanie trying to pay off. And his friend, even from the Dominican Republic, told him that a lot of these girls who look for these types of relationships are just trying to get you for money. And this one girl, she got married. She's really young, married an older guy, and before she came over, she thought the K1 visa wouldn't go through, so she ended up buying a car off of his credit card back in her country because she didn't think it would go through, and I guess she was trying to get all she could. And apparently, that car is being used to this day to as a taxi. Yeah, he did keep on going back for more. It's almost like he almost, I don't know. I guess he was smitten by her looks, I guess. But he was an odd one too. He was very antisocial. I mean, I'm antisocial, but it was beyond antisocial for him. He was very awkward, desperate, very desperate. Are you gonna go live tonight? That's what I. That's what I always say. Like I say at the end of my videos. Remember, it's always better to be on the outside of the drama, looking in, because I don't want the drama. I like watching it, which is sad, but I don't want to be a part of it. Oh, like spouts and stuff. I don't know. I would wait to see if with that situation, I would wait, just go live and see if the same situation happens again, and just very calmly be like, yeah, what's going on with this situation? Why, you know, what's going on? Be honest. Don't be coming up here being fake and shit. I think it was funny how the room got quiet yesterday because Steven mentioned Farrah. He's got some kind of infatuation with Farrah. He said he likes to watch to see where she travels to. Guarantee he's got her fucking porn playing on repeat. That's true. Yeah, he's like, well, she does a lot of bad things, but I like to watch her Facebook to see where she goes, and and that was such an odd situation. To each their own, but I don't care where somebody goes. You can watch somebody else go on different trips if you want, but fair situation, the more attraction on her pages you give her, the more power she thinks she's got. Yeah, that was hot. He was in here earlier. I don't know what happened to him because I seen him say hey. But I don't know how long him and Captain were in here before I even noticed. Cause I was just trying to stay on track earlier with the recap. Yeah, Farrah is really stuck up. And her mom gives her excuses. Her mom defended her twerking video with her daughter, defended the yacht video. Steven probably is still listening and lurking. I wouldn't doubt that. But I think Farrah learned from her mother. Oh, the escape on Sisterwives. I just did a recap of the season 14, episode 5. They're pretty much drowning in debt, and they had a Christmas special, or like Christmas, their whole traditions on what they do for Christmas. But they're in debt because they got 4 houses in Las Vegas that are empty and they're trying to sell, and then they're living in Flagstaff, Arizona, with 2 properties that they own, and then 2 properties that they're renting. And then they own a whole big piece of land that they plan on building one house with, that nobody wants this one house except for Janelle and Cody. It's one big mess. And then in last episode, Cody said that he wanted one house, but then he wanted a house on the side so he can get away from the wives and kids. No, if you're gonna build one house instead of letting the wives have their own separate houses again, you made that life for yourself. You chose polygamy, so you deal with it. You deal with your feelings with your wife. Yeah, I don't get why they just hurry up and move. And even Mary said this, that he does his actions on fear. They all rushed out of Las Vegas and moved into houses all spread out instead of figuring out a plan. And now they're stuck with nine, paying nine, basically nine mortgages or rent that now they're drowning. It is kind of boring. It really is because there's not much happening. Out of the last two episodes, all they do is talk about that house that nobody wants. But he wants it, but he also wants his house on the side. No, they didn't. None of them left. Mary got catfished by She says that she wanted to talk to a guy, but it ended up not being a guy. It ended up being a catfish who was a woman who is a stalker. That Mary in here actually knows a lot about her. Because I do believe that same woman stalked Mary, and uh, now she's back with Cody, but they're having a lot of issues. Right? Until they get kicked off, like Janelle got kicked off of Teen Mom um for her husband David killing their dog in the backyard. Yep, John and Kate. Yeah, and I heard that Kate Goslin is very controlling, and that's why John left her. But that would, like I said, I really want to see. I think Mary can do so much better than Cody, and I do believe she wants a monogamous relationship, and I think she deserves one. And I think eventually, I think it will come down to leaving. Like I said, this episode left on with Robin saying, "I know what it is like not wanting to be in a marriage anymore, and I think we all have that right to leave, even Cody." So I think it's either about Mary she's talking about, or if any wives disagree with this one house idea, that Cody can leave them. Yeah, I heard about him. That there was an issue with the older kids that John. They wanted to live with John. Oh, and I want to do a story on Mama June too, because she's on the drug binge and she just sold her diamond ring. Um, and her and Gina were they don't know nobody knows where they are at. She appeared in one of Honey Boo Boo's live streams on Facebook, but then she hasn't posted on social media in years. But she just recently did to try to earn money on some website to talk about talking to her fans, like you can, but not that collab website that a lot of people go to, but it's a different website. And she's talking about she wants have more to do with her family now and whatnot, but that's not going to happen until she gets well, until she gets help for her addiction. And usually, I'm not surprised Mama June went to drug addiction because in a lot of cases, food is an addiction. And when you don't have that food addiction anymore, you resort to other addictions because that's all your brain pretty much knows is looking for the next high. Like they say, chasing the dragon. So I'm not surprised by it. But I hope that you can't help somebody until they want to be helped, and I hope she gets the help, finally understands that she wants I hope she finally does get help because she needs it. The John and Kate's not on anymore. Um, I don't think. And the Honey Boo Boo one, there was the from Not to Hot where Mama June lost all that weight and where she didn't, with the food addiction and everything. But her sister, Honey Boo Boo's sister, ended up taking her in and getting custody of her. And I think they're doing a show, but it hasn't aired or nothing. Oh, hi, Real Talk Recovery. Yeah, a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people do, or like in the reverse situation of having a food addiction, they resort to drug addiction, and I think it's more common than what people think because they're always looking for that. They don't know anything else. Yeah, and I think, it has a lot to do with Mama June running off because he already admitted in the past that he was into drugs. Yeah, it seemed like that John just went with the flow and then Kate was the more strict. I heard that like there's some really strict rules in that house. I think he did was it Dr. Phil he went on? I don't know, some show or some book that he had written that talking about that. Yeah, Kate is nuts. I remember years ago when she first got that haircut where it was short in the back and then she had the long strands in the front. And forever it was called like the Kate Gosselin haircut, and people were getting it. And then she used to lie about getting her tummy tucks and shit. Like, come on now. We knew you had some tummy tuck shit. You ain't gonna have 19 kids and then not have a little bit of flabby skin. Come on now. I had two C-sections and I got like a little pudge from the C-section. So, it, of course, she's gonna have some kind of skin left over. Especially, I think with having them back to back and then having all those kids at once. Was it 6 or 8 at once? See, yeah, Robin said she was a hairdresser back then, and she did plenty of those cuts. I remember that was that was the in hairstyle. I never wanted my hair short. Never ever wanted my hair short. Oh, did they film it? I didn't know if they filmed that or not because after a few seasons, I stopped watching it. But I could imagine that her stomach was bad. And it's nothing wrong with it because you had kids. I mean, that's what you chose, to do, teach their own. I would never have that many kids, but I couldn't imagine it probably was a lot. I'm glad I didn't see the stomach shots. I don't like looking at my own stretch marks, let alone somebody else's. Well, I mean, I guess short hair would be easier to manage when you got 19 kids running around. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, man. I look like I swallowed two freaking basketballs with one child in my stomach, let alone to have six in there. My short ass legs, I wouldn't even be able to walk at all. I remember sitting when I was pregnant with my son. I remember I was in college and I had to get some fresh air, so I went and sat on the curb on the outside of the building, and I ended up couldn't get up because my arms are so short, so I couldn't roll over onto my arms and lift myself up. So I had to wait till somebody came by to help me up. I can imagine six. See, and that's how a lot of these TV personalities become unrelatable when you have your own beauty crew. You know what I mean? Or just like Teen Mom. Teen Mom is unrelatable, and you just watch them for the fuckery that it is and the shit show that it is because they're not relatable because they got the MTV money. Yeah, it was horrible being pregnant. I had Ariana in August and Michael in July. So I went most of the summer with in the heat, and it was horrible because before I got pregnant with Ariana, I was like 97, 98 pounds. And then had having all the extra weight was just killer. Yeah, no, they got the MTV money and they're still not productive. You would think. Well, I guess, but seeing I've noticed this with YouTubers as well because I've known a few that have done this. They make a lot of money on YouTube or they make a lot of money through MTV or any of these TV shows. And at first, you started seeing this with the Thousand Pound Sisters with Amy and Tammy doing all their hauls. They take the money that they get and then they go splurge. And it's just like with people with tax money, they go and splurge on it all and they'd be like, damn, it's all gone. What am I going to do now? And that's how a lot of YouTubers you see, have a lot of money and then they're broke. A lot of MTV, then they're broke tax money, they got it, then they're broke. And if they would invest in their future and think, you know, this show isn't going to be around my whole life. Let me think about what I'm going to do, even if it is around, or even if you do invest in, um, with houses or whatnot, even if you do invest, you would think, let me get my education just in case. But the only one that's graduated is Kale, and I guess with her podcast, she's doing something like what she went to school for. Robin said she was 39 with her last baby, and it's hard, tired all the time. Age makes a huge difference, and you're only girl. Yeah, I could see that. That's why I had my daughter when I was 17, and I don't regret my daughter at all. But I wish I didn't make the mistakes as a young child, or well, child is what I was. I wish I didn't make. I wish I was more level-headed, I guess, and made better choices. But I don't regret her at all. But in the same sense, I'm glad I had her at a young age because I got Ariana in high school and Michael, he's in middle school, and by the time I turn 40, they're gonna be at least 18, they're going to be grown, so to where they can make their own choices. So at least, at least I got that. And I can see where it'd be hard being older. And Cody still, on Sister Wives, is still talking about wanting to have more children, but having grandchildren makes him be okay with not having more kids. It's like, dude, you're having financial issues. You're above 40. Just give it up. I think 22 would be a good age, like 22, 25. I think that's a very reasonable age. But and Mary said that her oldest is 21, I think she said, and then she has a 3-year old. So she has that in common with you, Robin. She had her kids uh way separate ages. Yeah, kids are for yeah, it's better to have them young. But then again, and also too, I understand some people can't because I know like Marlena Stowe, the owner of Makeup Geek Cosmetics, she's 40 and she's pregnant now with her first child, but she had infertility issues, so she was unable to have a child. So it's like a blessing to her to have it. And I understand those points, but if you can make the decision to have them younger, it'd probably be the best scenario. When I got with Brad, um, there was never talks about wanting to have kids with him and I, because we're at the age where he's got children the same age as me, and it just works better in our situation. Our dog is our baby, and he gets treated like our baby, and he's spoiled rotten. So, but that's a baby. When you go to the store, you can leave him at the house because he is a pet nonetheless, but he's still our child. I know. I'm so happy for her too. Situations like that, I can understand why not you have them at 40, and when you can't have one, you're finally able to have a child. It's exciting. Yeah, I was thinking about getting her palette. Um, Not the more colorful one, but the I wanted the bigger one. But the more neutral tones. But that's like over $100 for that. Oh, goodness. And the thing is, to me, that would be good for somebody just who wants, very minimalist when it comes to makeup. But I'm nothing of the sort of a minimalist when it comes to makeup, and I have a lot of it, and I like having a lot of it, and I like choices, and I get bored very easily with makeup. So, on D switch, I heard about that. I was going to do a video on that last week, but I ended up not doing it because a couple other things with Farrah came up. I think I might still put the video out there because during the week I'm pretty bored. In the evenings, Brad switched over to nights as a supervisor, and so he's not here in the evenings, and it's getting hard to adjust to that. So I'm bored most of the night. Kat Von D, I didn't like Kat Von D. I To each their own when it comes to the situations, but she has not. I think, not for sure. I think now she's decided to vaccinate, which to each their own on what they want to do with their own child. But when it becomes putting your child out there in a school system or whatnot, and being around other children, to me it was very selfish. But she said she didn't, you know, being a first time parent, she didn't know no better. So, but I think a lot of people boycotted her for that, and I think she's seen. I mean, and you can find almost all her products in TJ Maxx and Marshalls and whatnot. And I think it's best for her brand because she says it's because she's getting she has her shoe line and she's a new parent and she's working on this and that. I think she's seen her makeup brand really, really tank out the last couple years, and she decided to give up the equity to it and give it to Kojendo, who has been her partners, but they own 100% of it now. And I think a lot of more people will buy her stuff now. Honestly, I didn't see nothing that I like. I didn't like her makeup. I didn't like it. Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't. I wonder if I still got the eyeliner, to be honest with you. Oh, no, it's right here. I thought I threw it away with the, pucks. The dagger tattoo eyeliner. I haven't even tried it yet. I didn't like the eyeliner. I didn't like her eyeshadows. The contour, I could use one shade out of it, and that was it. The Alchemist palette, I didn't like. I don't like her makeup, so that was never an issue. Rather, I would never buy from her again. But see, I didn't like her contour palette, but then again, it's only because I could only use one shade. But I I didn't even save it to see if I could use it in the summer because I get pretty dark in the summer. But anything that's not my shade that's too dark for me, I usually give it to my daughter now that she's into makeup. Right. I think the vaccine. Welcome back, Stephen. I think that it was nobody's business to an extent when the child come, and I mean, and I do believe she should have been forgiven for it because, like you said, kids don't come with instructions. But when you're putting other kids at harm because of your choices, that's when it becomes an issue. But we haven't even made it to that point yet. But it comes for me. It comes down to everything I've tried from her line. I didn't like the foundation. I got a sample at Sephora, and that stuff was just too thick. I didn't like it. I think cancel culture itself is blown out of proportion. I think you should be able to like who you like, and if you choose not to buy from a brand, that's your decision. I don't think. I mean, you can put it out there, but I don't think that it should have a rally on to who to boycott them. It's like Too Faced. I necessarily will never buy from Too Faced again. Maybe, and I'll never say never though. But most of their, besides like the gingerbread palette, that was pretty good. I got the first one. The second was too close to the first one, then I decided not to even get it. But most of Too Faced stuff doesn't work for me, so and then what after they did to Nikki, as far as how low they paid her, knowing how good that palette was gonna sell, I thought that was shitty. And Jared Blandino's sister comes out of pocket a lot, but it's they're not consistent in their brand. The beauty community is wicked to each other. That's one of the main reasons why I switched into getting into because my channel used to be nothing but makeup, but I switched over to the whole reality TV and stuff because one, there's a lot of times I can't show my face due to my lupus and my face being swollen. So it's like, well, I can't do a video today or this week or this day. So that became an issue. And secondly, I don't want to be a part of the ugliness because there's so much ugliness, too much cat fights, and I don't want to be a part of that. But I do want to share the love of makeup that I have because I love makeup. So I started branching out to watching reality TV, recaps and joining conversations, Teen Mom, and all that stuff. That's why I decided to go that route because I wanted to combine both of them. Yeah, Two Face has always been shady too. As I said, I choose not to buy from them. Does that mean I won't buy nothing tomorrow? Who knows? They might come out with something that I want, but they're never a brand that's on my radar. And Jennifer does buy from Marshalls and TJ Maxx only. I used to love seeing your hauls because you would open that shit up and inspect that shit. But nope, that looks like a fingerprint or what is that? She would inspect that shit real good. I'm gonna be doing my TJ Maxx videos again because I'm gonna still keep that up because those get a pretty good views on those. Um, because I like watching those videos to see what people find in their area, and then I go try to look for them my area, and I still want to do those videos. But with Brad switching schedules, it's had all of us our schedule is so thrown off. So once I get back into the routine and be able to find what time to get to the store and whatnot, then I'll really do it. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Ryan. Yeah, loop it sucks, and yeah, I never know from day to day how I feel. Like just a couple of weeks ago, I was swollen for a long time, and it was so bad that I didn't even get up on Jennifer's panel for a while because my face was too swollen. I had to leave work last week because of it. And with the beauty community, and doing makeup videos, you're constantly having to buy crap, which I'm starting to get out of that whole FOMO, fear of missing out on crap. Starting to get out of that, but you have to show your face almost in every video, and I just can't do it. Hauls are good. I liked your hauls, especially Dollar Tree hauls. I watch that shit all the time. Like I said, I watch TJ Maxx hauls and Dollar Tree hauls because I like seeing because not everything that comes out in one area is going to be the same for another area. So I'm always on the lookout and stuff. But you have to think too. But you have to think too, that you were gone for a while. But you should try to do it like I do, the TJ Maxx, going in there and just filming it and doing a voiceover. You have to do voiceover most of the time because of the depending on your store where the radio is, and could be a copyright issue. But those don't even require you to have to buy anything. All you have to do is go in there and show what's in your store. And then it's also because I last time I did my live, Bargain Beauty, she was in here and she has a channel. Well, she gave me a shout out today, which I was grateful for. And she was busy today, so she couldn't. She was real busy today, so she couldn't join this live. But she's super nice. We started off just like you and I, Jen. How we didn't get along. Me and Bargain didn't get along either, but we couldn't be good friends. And she's helped me out with uh, my channel and helping it to grow. Because, like I said, my Pharaoh videos got 650 now views, and which is great compared to what it was last week at 40 views. And then I gained almost 50 subscribers in 1 week, so it's doing better. And it's all because of her help because she's really helped me out. She has a channel of like 43,000 subscribers, and it's just getting in there and getting to know, make sure you're doing the right tags and consistency and whatnot. I didn't even know you knew of her. I shop at TJ Maxx a lot too. I didn't know you knew of her. But I guarantee you, if you're talking about the whole other person and whatnot, a lot of what you see, and that's all I'll say about it, but a lot of what you see on the outside as far as live streams and whatnot is nothing like you think it is. She is a great person. She really is. And like last week before I even went live, I had an issue and she calmed me down. She's very good at calming me down. But she is a really good person. I think if people watch her in the drama community, they might get the wrong impression of her because of who she associated with, but she's nothing like what people would think. She's awesome, honestly. But she's helped me out with where was she rude at? 'Cause I'm telling you, it's probably a misunderstanding. Nice talking to you too, Robin. Have a good night. Where are you at, Steven? Are you creeping or what? You said you were back. Or did you leave again because we ain't talking about Farrah? But yeah, I think you should get back into doing your, like I said, it doesn't even um take anything to buy anything at TJ Maxx that you can just go in there and show what your store has because a lot of stores differ. Like Leah Janae or something like that. I watch her channel. She has TJ Maxx calls on Sundays, and she buys a lot of it though. But I've seen stuff in her store before I've seen it in mine, and then I've seen stuff in my 3 weeks later that just now got in her store. And when I was doing those videos, and my BoxyCharm videos would do like 100 views, but my TJ Maxx videos did 300 or 400. One of them I think even has 500. So those do better. You just have to tag them right. Because I kind of not clickbait, but as far as tags, but I use like which I used to like Makeup by Peta, her channel, because she used to do TJ Maxx videos, but now her channel is more of clickbait, ASMR, and all that stuff. See, I don't. Well, see, that's something that you could do then, is to walk around slow. See, I don't do that. I usually just show it, and then I'll explain what it is, and then I'll jump cut to the next thing because I don't have a steady hand at all, so I couldn't do that. Y'all would probably be fucking have motion sickness after I was done. But you could do it that way, walk slow, and go through it. Well, that's the best part about doing the TJ Maxx videos because you don't have to buy anything and bring it home and say, here's a haul. It's just a straight video. I wish we had a big Sephora around here. That's what I was saying. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, the Makeup by Peta. I liked her at the beginning when she was doing her TJ Maxx videos, and then she would do like giveaways at the end of them. But she ended up doing like challenges and other crap. I think, and I honestly think it's because her PR was mainly drugstore PR, and she wanted to get more into the higher end shit. So she ended up doing like other shit. But I always tag like steals and deals, deals and steals, Makeup by Peta, and I think that's what mainly got a lot of my clicks is because I clickbaited her into my tags. Yes, the clickbait. I hate clickbait with a passion. Hate it because you end up, and I understand that it's for views, but I don't like watching something and then like she did one is like I took a pregnancy test and she acted like she was pregnant, but then and she ended up not being pregnant that first time. Now she's pregnant, but I I've grown apart from watching her stuff because she ain't. And that's one thing, like with YouTubers, they become unrelatable too, just like reality stars. Yeah, she got popular for TJ Maxx videos, but she ended up doing less than them, which sucked because that's what I watched her for. I just emailed Ipsy today because I haven't even gotten my Ipsy Plus or my regular Ipsy bag yet. And it's not, the month is almost over and they're getting ready to take my money again. And it's bullshit. But in my Ipsy Plus, I'm getting a sugar eyeliner that I've seen in the regular Ipsy and a lip treatment tube, which we see different kinds of those a lot in the regular bag. And I I've written them like, oh, how are you gonna fix this? Because those are two things out of five that I can get in a regular Ipsy bag, but I'm getting them in the plus, and that's annoying. I'm not paying $25 to get a lip treatment or an eyeliner that you give out in the regular bags. I'm just over these subscription boxes. I've almost been half tempted to cancel BoxyCharm and resubscribe to see if I get better shit, or just cancel them altogether and just take the money I save and go get through whatever the hell I want. And I wish I had a bigger Sephora because all the Sephoras we have around here is JC Penney Sephoras, and they suck. I haven't even tried this Dagger eyeliner by Kat Von D. It's a shame that you get BoxyCharm, and this was what, from 2 months ago, December. I've yet to use it because I'm not just not excited about it. Yeah, and I'm not getting much pigment while I'm brushing it on my hand. You have to go over it a few times. Yeah, I'm over the subscription boxes because I spend over $100 some months because I canceled the ultimate because that just sucked altogether. But well, I didn't cancel it. I skipped a month, and then next month for the choice for Ipsy Ultimate. Let me see if I can find it. You see, the eyeliner I like that we got in a BoxyCharm was from Hank and Henry, the Blickety Black eyeliner. I did like that one. But normally I use one that I've gotten out of, I think it was Ipsy, was a Suva Beauty Hydroliner, but it's a pot one. I just hope BoxyCharm gets back to actual makeup instead of all the skincare. Some skincare is nice once in a while, but a lot of us are in the routine of what we like in skincare. We'll change it up once in a while, but not everything every month. Um, let's see. I don't even know if it'll show me what I should have took screenshots of it of what was available then, because I doubt if it'll show me. Yep, it won't show me. But it will tell me what I did choose for Ipsy confirmation for February. Oh, for the Glam Bag Plus, which I will keep for next month, I'm getting the Dominique Cosmetics Sweater Weather Palette, which I thought was pretty cool to see Dominique Cosmetics and the Ipsy Plus, which we seen that the Little Mini Thunder palette in BoxyCharm. but this is sweater weather. It's got a light brown, a light pink, a little bit deeper pink, an orange, lavender, and then it looks like a plum shade. I'm excited for that one because I was debating whether to actually buy that a couple months ago. For my regular bag, I ended up picking a brush, a powder brush, because there was nothing really to choose for that one that I was really big on. And then for the ultimate, if I decide to go with the ultimate, is a Makeup Geek palette that has 8 shades in it, and it's the rose, champagne and rose. But I wonder even if that's the same formula or they even have those shades, considering they just did a rebrand. So I'm still debating whether to cancel it or not. BoxyCharm has gotten really annoying. Just in December, I was in emails with them all month long, and all they did was give me the copy and paste answers. And then it seems like they're more worried about getting customers in, and if you're a new customer, you get all the good shit because you start from having no variation to 1 or 2 variations to 3 or 4, maybe 5, but then it comes a whole bunch of variations. And the premium started off that way too, of having not that much variation, but now there's a whole shitload of variation. And I hate that. Like, I understand there might be some variation, but I hate, I guess you can call it jealousy. I hate being jealous of some of the shit people get that I don't get. Like, why am I getting mainly skincare when somebody else got all makeup in their shit? And if they have so much skincare to get rid of, how about coming out with just a skincare box or doing it every other month? I don't get it. I'll probably stay on for about 5 more minutes, then I'll probably get off here. So it's not too long of a video. It'll be about 2 hours, I guess. But my main stuff was taken care of at the beginning so people can watch what they want, and then they can click off when they want. Yeah, 2018, everybody did want skincare, but they asked everyone if they could introduce skincare, and I thought and I'm one of the ones that said, yeah, sure, but I didn't think it would be this much. I thought it was, let's add a little bit of skincare here and there, not the whole box be skincare. And I think it's cheaper to do the skincare. I think the ingredients are cheaper, so they can produce more of it, and in return, they save money and make money. But did they ever get face masks are like to me are a bonus item. Did they ever email you back on the whole glow recipe not being a full size? And I don't like the points that they're doing either, because you can't use the points for add-ons or anything, I don't think. And doesn't there's no point in that. And then when you can shop the actual store with your points, it's like even if you go onto it after they just announced it being open on their social media, it seems like 2 or 3 items are already out of stock. And what they have left is shitty products. Well, what did they say? Did they say sorry? It's a mystery what you get. What? No, they said, yeah, sorry you didn't like our box. It's a mystery on what you get, you know. But the thing is y'all said 5 full-size products. It doesn't, you're not complaining. Well, you might have been complaining a little bit, but all in all, It's 5 full-size products. Okay, it's a mystery, but what about the non-full-size product, fool? That's crazy, they wouldn't even address that. Uh-uh. $3 in charms, and which you probably will never get to use because all the products they have in the charm room is shitty and all the shit is sold out that's really good. Yeah, I remember when Boxy Charm used to be all for the customers and used to be, about what we want. Now it's about how they can earn the quickest dollar. And I'm tired of hearing that it costs a lot to make certain products. Well, stop giving people like Manny MUA and other influence boxes. They're 10 you a good chunk of change. Well, I don't know how many iPhones they gave out, but they gave out or out with everybody else's, and they get to promote their crap. Uh, and let the regular Joe Schmo fuck their box out there and get their codes because the boys for like because I like we'd all play on guessing what the next throw out little hints of what's going to be in the next box and you guess it running your channel and it's like, hey, look what I found out. Now it's like, unless you get PR for free, you're not getting those exclusives. And it's all about who have PR. They get the crap that you get that month. They got it the month prior to show you what's in the box. It's not like it's a new product coming out that you get to see firsthand. Something that's going to be in a box. I think it's unfair. I don't even know what we're getting in February's box. I haven't even checked on it. See if there's any spoilers. But it's kind of pointless to even see spoilers because the stuff that we get usually don't come out till after the first or second, after all the good shit's revealed. It's like, oh, and by the way, you could be getting this other shit. Because I always get that other shit. Like this whole Manicadar liquid lip. That was never a spoiler until after the boxes were sent out. Like it's extra shit that they needed because they ran out of other products, so they slipped that in there and be like, oh yeah, this is another spoiler. It's crazy. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here. Jennifer, if you go live tonight, I will see you there. And that's all I have for tonight. I may come live tomorrow and do the 90 Day Fiance recap, depending on how many videos I can actually get done tonight and recorded. But if I can't get the 90 Day Fiance recorded, I'll go live tomorrow night. But till then, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.